everybody, thank you for joining me, Krista, with Imagine That Scrapbooks and Gifts for ITTV Presents Try It Out Thursdays, week number 51. That's right, next week will be our 1-year anniversary of doing our ITTV Presents Try It Out Thursdays. But before we get to that week, we need to get started on week number 51. And before we get started on that card, I need to pick a winner from last week. And our winner from week number 50 is Miss Linda Bates McCool. If you'll please email us at imaginethatscrapbooks@yahoo.com. We'll make sure we get our prize out to you. And let's go get started on this week's card. We'll be working with Tattered Angel's Glimmer Mist to make a really neat watercolor background. All right. Okay, so for today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working with some watercolor paper as well as some Tattered Angel's Glimmer Mist. Now I've used these before, but we're going to use this for a watercolor background. So what I'm going to do is take a mini mister of water and I'm going to spray and completely saturate my entire background. And what that's doing is allowing the paper to already be wet. Then I'm going to take some of my colors and we're going to spray them on here. And you can do as little or as much color as you want. We're just going to kind of spray them in different areas just to allow the colors to kind of blend. Alright, now you can see because the paper was already wet, what it's allowing the color to do is kind of pull to give us that watercolor effect. So now we're just going to use a paper towel to soak up the excess. Now that's giving us a little bit of that watercolor look. Now you can add more if you want by going in with another layer. Keep building your layers as you want. If you were happy with that light color, you could have left it like that. But we're going to add a little bit more. So again, I'm going to take the paper towel. Now instead of this time kind of rubbing over the whole thing, I'm just going to lightly blot it. And what this is going to do is just going to pick up that little bit of excess. Alright, now a fun watercolor background. Now you can go in there again with some water if you want to add some more to it, just to kind of let it wick and pool in different areas. Kind of blot it up, and you can see there what that did was pulled off some of that color. And that's the fun thing about working with a watercolor paper, is that you can change your mind. You can go back in there and add some more color if you want it darker. You can, lighten it up by adding some more water. And that's why I really do like working with watercolor paper when I'm doing a lot of these different techniques, because I can change my mind and add more, take some away, and you can't really do that with just a plain cardstock. So now we've got our background, so now we're going to build our card. Watercolor paper is definitely made to withstand the amount of moisture that we are doing. So now we're going to construct our card, and we're going to put down our card base. But it looks like I'm out of adhesive. Oh, I've got another one right here. Oh, the one time I'm prepared. Alright. So I'm doing just some fun spring colors. It's hard to believe it's already spring of this year. Here's just kind of flying by. Alright, so now we're going to adhere our watercolor panel. And this week's coupon code is going to be watercolor backgrounds. So make sure you come in store and get some great discounts on different color or different items that we have in order to create a watercolor background. I hope you guys enjoyed this technique, and we'll see you next week.